Our abilities to get the scores ready, but you're right, two rounds added together is a little bit of a commentator's nightmare at times, trying to figure out who's won.
So we go from WA, we come back to Victoria. Jada Sweeney will be our next competitor from the Geelong Water Ski Club. Personal best of a score on to the 12-metre line. Last year, ended up 5th in this junior competition. But this will be her final chance at a junior MOOMBA title, being that she's turned 18 now.
Yeah, Jade is one of 2 competitors in this junior MOOMBA slalom field that were at University Worlds last weekend, because the bronze medalist, Daniela Christmer from Chile, is also in this field. So obviously first year of university. In fact, some of them may not have actually started because the way Uni Worlds work is you have to be enrolled in school, and a lot in the Southern Hemisphere anyway. Uni starting about now, isn't it, Jared? So they may not have actually been to class yet, but competed in the University Worlds last weekend. This is a good pass. Ran it a little bit late, but not in too much danger there of ever being in trouble. You have to be enrolled in school, and a lot in the Southern Hemisphere. May not have actually been to class yet. Yeah, so 6 at Daisy. Ran it a little bit late, but
16, we don't know whether at 55.16. Come back for Jada.
Commenting on it, but I'm just about to make my first comment. I think that tide is just starting to rip a little bit harder now. I think it's starting, so this will be a head current now from the city. Feel quite a bit of speed, ski speed underneath them as that current starts to rip the city.
And that's what gets a lot of skiers too, especially a lot of our skiers aren't, especially this. And because you pull out for those gates and all of a sudden your ski just stops. That's why we see so many people miss their gates from that. But Jada looking good, speed into 2 ball, hooks up, gets a little bit late and down course here at 3, but she's going to be on it. Turns 4, edging now into boy 5. Yeah, she's going to do enough to run the pass. Reaches long for 6, Glenn, but yeah, she'll complete that.
Kind of scrambles a bit there, but that's sometimes what you've got to do here on the Yarra to be successful. Scrambles away through the pass, gets 6 boys. She'll now shorten onto the 13-metre line.
Go back and have a look at that replay. She's got a nice start. It was a little bit narrow into 2 ball, which kind of then just put her down course. You saw she had a big 6 balls. She reached around 6 and out through the exit gates, but it's a completed pass, and we'll bring her back at 13. Now, between the centre of the boat course to the turn buoy is 11.5 metres. So as we get down to shortenings of 12 metres, even onto the 11.25, potentially with some of our junior girls, the rope is shorter. Rope actually doesn't reach the turn buoy, does it, Glenn? And that means it's all about creating the angle behind the boat, slow that ski down so you can get that whip out, move that ski away from your body, and as you release off the handle, give yourself an extra metre and a half to be able to reach around those buoys. We've got 60-second drop times down the city end and about 80 seconds, 75, 80 seconds down Swan Street Bridge end, just to let the water settle.
Yeah, it's be a little bit. I think this will be tough under the bridge here for Jada. She's a good skier, but she's going to come through. We know that setup from the Swan Street Bridge end is pretty rolly. It seems to clear itself a bit by the time you get to the entry gates, but she's got to negotiate that, and then she'll have a bit of a tail current as well. You know, around 1 and 2 ball moving down the course. So it's going to be tough to get a good start for her, but we wish her well. Pretty good start on 1, but getting down course now on 2, across the 3. Yeah. not super easy out there on the arrow.
See, she was a fair way down course before her actually ski turned down. That's that tail current pushing her down course. You've got to kind of preempt the turn a little bit, maybe try and turn a little bit earlier so the ski can get around and backside the ball, but it's hard when you've got that tail current pushing you down. But Glenn, as you look out there, if you look out over the Yarra, for those of you on the banks, if you look at the best way to look at it is if you look at the turn buoy, if you can see a nice big V behind the turn buoy, you can actually see the displacement of the water as the current's going out. It can get quite aggressive.
Yeah, I must admit I'm not an expert on tides. I know there's some you can get some pretty big tides this time of year, but today wasn't particularly high tide, so and obviously the higher the tide, the more water has to go out, so the stronger the current is. Today probably won't be an awful at all on the Yarra, but it is just at that point now where it gets a little tough to slalom because of the current. And then of course we head towards low tide, which is probably going to be around the time the top boys
slalomers
seeds go, which is just luck of the draw really for those guys, and good on them. Next competitor out of Queensland is Zali Reeves. And we had the pleasure of having the Reeves kids out in New Zealand at our national ski school there in December. We had Kai Lee, Joel Poland, Alex King coaching, and a really cool couple of kids there. They fit in well with the Kiwis and certainly skiing very well.
Certainly making herself known on the 3 event stage too, isn't she? Like she can slalom.
Bronze medalist in the jump. That was a bit of a shock actually. That was a bigger. I think she did a 4-meter PB or something to get a bronze medal at Junior Worlds in Canada. So she's got the creds.
And again, at only 15 years of age too, she's still got another 3 junior Moombas. So it's all about that experience, isn't it? You start young enough, you learn how the tournament rolls. A little bit different than what you would normally have, where if you at a tournament around the world, you come all the way over here to Moomba and things are a little bit different. But Zali's certainly taking that in her stride, and she's going to start at 55 Ks on the 16-metre line. So we see that Nautique dialed up. She's going to look to get a good start here. Look to challenge that score of Jada Sweeney's of 2 at 13. She nice tight turn at 1 ball there, waits for 2. Angles nicely into ball 3, leans long and hard into 4. Edge changes nicely into 5, breaks forward a fraction, but she will complete the opening pass. 16 metres, 55 Ks for Zali Reeves. Look to get a good start here. Look to challenge that score of Jada Sweeney's of 2 at 13. Nice
comfortable opening pass there for Zali.
Angles nicely into ball 3, leans long and hard into 4.
Watching the replay here from the boat camera.
Breaks forward a fraction, but
wonderful Nautique ski boat.
Complete the opening pass. 16 metres, 55 Ks for Zali Reeves.
We had 2 of these beautiful new ski Nautiques in Auckland last weekend, of course, for the University World Championships. A couple of new boats as well here at Moomba, so it's good to see you.
I heard you might have bought one. Heard you're going to spend the money and.
I'm negotiating, mate. Negotiating. No. Have more and more of them making their way down under.
With these new, this year's model is the 100th year, and there's some intricate details in the 100-year construction of those of all of the Nautique range this year, which is kind of cool. We'll talk about that a little bit more over the weekend. We're just going to maybe dive into the boat and have a look at some of those changes for 2025. But definitely know how to make a boat after 100 years, hey?
Oh, yeah. Here we go now. Zali Reeves, 14.25 metre line, 28 off from the city end. Getting it done at the moment. Across the 4 ball she goes. Round 4. Getting a little bit late now. She hits for 5. She's fighting hard. Oh, decent 5 ball though. Pulls across the 6 and a good pass. Runs the 14.25 metre line.
Yeah, got herself out there. 6 at 14.
Here we go now. Zali Reeves, 14.25 metre line. 28 off from the city end.
We're bringing it back now on that 13 metre line. Good to see a few family members and people joining us on the banks. As you said, there's a few open skiers coming down, which is even better. As I said, we'll start to see that build, Glenn. There's some big storylines to come out of the first major tournament of 2025.
There's been a lot said. For those in the know, there's been a lot said in the last couple of weeks about the MOOMBA field this year. The toughest cut, the highest cut in some of the fields that I've ever seen. Men's slalom's one of them.
It's the highest cut in every field.
Is it? Every field, yeah, I believe that. And you know, that slalom, men's jump, you know, hard, absolutely hard. There's 5 or 6 different guys who could win those. So they're just really cool, exciting. It's going to be an amazing MOOMBA Masters. Look forward to it. Some of those night jump lineups as well. Not just, you know, your Saturday and Sunday night have a bunch of big time jumpers, but I'm excited about Friday night jump. It's just got that little bit of exciting feel to it, doesn't it, when you look down that list of names? It's sort of Scotty Reeves, the old master, with a whole bunch of young guys out there. So we look forward to that. That's tomorrow night. It'll be junior night jump tonight. It's going to be fun to watch.
Zali now making us, Zali back at 13 metres.
Leaders 2 at the moment. Not a bad start on 1. Across to 2. She's looking on time here. Round 3. This is good skiing. Oh, commentator's kiss of death there. Said she looked good and then she fell off. That is a new lead though, 2.5 for 13. So this is, I mean, every skier that's gone out's gone better than the skier before them, which is a good sign. But that gives you an idea how strong that current is. She's had to swim pretty strongly to get to a ski there. So if you look, can't actually see it on the webcast at the moment, just how fast everything's moving away at the moment. I think it's going to get pretty tough to ski out there in the next sort of half hour to an hour until that current sort of slows down a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, the girls are probably going to cop it worse than the boys. This is where we're probably almost nearly at the peak of the current. But yeah, Zali there. She's your new leader, 2.5 at 13. We'll go next. Will be Melitine Moral of France. We'll then have Cameron Waters, USA, Erica Hayes, and Christy Appleton from Australia. Megan Pelkey, Canada, Alexia Abelson, USA, Daniela Kretschmer, Chile, Cristiana Diosma of Peru, and then Trinidad Junior Girls. Junior Girls should take us, if you're watching, take us through to around about 11, 11:15. We're currently sitting right on 10 a.m, so about another hour and 15 minutes of Junior Girls Slalom. We'll then have Junior Boys. We'll be straight into Junior Boys, and that'll take us through to our first transit break and river closure, which will be at 1 p.m, so in 3 hours' time. And then we'll hopefully get the conclusion of the Junior Boys after that transit break, again, depending on how we're running for time. But
There we go, got the nice camera there on the boat crew. Glenn Martin, our boat driver. Australia's #1 boat driver, you have to say. I don't know, there's probably not an actual ranking list, but looking from New Zealand, I'd say that Glenn's probably known now as Australia's #1 boat driver. Arguably Geez, why don't we just throw it out there? Southern Hemisphere's #1 boat driver. There you go. There's no ranking list, folks. I'm just throwing stuff out. He's very, very good boat driver. Super skilled.
So Melitine Morale, France. First time to MOOMBA is going to see how tough this Yarra River is. Let's see if she can run this opening pass. It is a 16-metre line. Works her way into 5 ball.
She did well because, you know, from France. I'd like to come out here on the Yarra. Everything's feeling like she's going 100 miles an hour, but some would normally, I'm sure, but she runs the pass, which is great to see.
So Melitine Morale, France. First time to MOOMBA is going to... It's tied for 5th at the Junior World Championships. She definitely knows how to compete at the top level. A bit of that drizzle coming down. Of course, not stopping for any rain. Usually in tournaments we might stop for a bit of rain. Unfortunately, we don't have the time. Don't have the time to be stopping for rain. I reckon by about midday we should have this cloud cover gone and should be up to that 26-degree top that we're aiming for. But
I don't think the rain's heavy enough, really,
no.
but particularly at 55k to affect them. Girls slalom round 1, because 2 rounds added together, so it's important to get a good first round score if you're going to win this event. Here we go from the city end of the Yarra now. This is pass number 2. And this is the 14.25 metre line for Melitine out of France. Looking comfortable here, actually. This is a good pass. No worries at all. Enjoys that little bit of head current, I think, from the city end. Here we go from the city end of the Yarra now.
Yeah, she's looking dialed in. It's personal best.
And this is the 14.25 metre line.
Is down on the 12-metre line, so has been consistent in 2024, consistently getting into 12 metres most rounds.
That little bit of head current, I think, from the city end.
Still yet to have that full completion on 12 and have a crack at 38 off. Definitely one to watch. You know, being only 14-2.
Yeah.
A lot of time left in that junior competition and those junior world championships.
13-metre line now. So the last 3 competitors have been the same. They've had 13-metre line from the Swan Street Bridge in with that little bit of a tail current. I mean, nobody's really been able to get a decent start. Zali didn't have too bad of a start, but she just ended up late for 3. So let's see how she can handle this young Melitine Morale out of France. She's 15 years of age. 5th, as Jared just said, 5th at the Junior Worlds last year in Canada. So she's still obviously got 1 more Junior Worlds to come. Expect her to be at the top of the rankings by those next Junior Worlds, which of course are in Argentina, I think kind of this time next year. First ever World Championships. Here we go, 13-metre line now, 32 off. Good start on 1. Round 2, stands up a bit out of 2. She's getting pretty late now. Round 3, she's fighting hard, 13-metre line. Round 4, she's getting it done. This is great skiing. Across the 5, can she get there? I think she can. And she runs the 13-metre line. That is great skiing. Magnificent stuff, the young French lady. Here we go.
Yeah, wow. Come out here, stamp your name in the competition. You don't normally see too many. I know going back in years past, a couple at 12 would almost win it for you. To be able to complete that in that tail current. Yeah, awesome skiing. She looked like she was in a little bit of trouble there about 3 ball, didn't she? She sort of...
Yeah. This is good skiing.
4 ball. Yeah, wow. Putting a stamp on the competition. Still have a long way to go through that list, though.
Looking at the field we've got, I don't think a couple at 12 is going to win Junior MOOMBA this year. I think it's going to be be 2 or 3 at 11, I would say. And you probably got to do that 2 days in a row, which is easier said than done. But we've got some very, very good slalom skiers in this field.
What can she do here? 12 metres. First competitor onto the 12-metre line. So we have half a metre worth of rope spare to reach for each one of the 6 turn boys out there. Valentine Morale of France as she pulls out on that ski nautique. Now going to make her way through those entry gates. Gets wide at one ball. She does. Oh, just gets pulled forward into the wake. So we'll call for the judges whether it's going to be a half or a full.
Yeah, I'd say so. Still a good score.
Yeah.
Half on the 12-metre line leads the girls' slalom here at MOOMBA for 2025 because still a bunch of skiers to come in this round and then a second round tomorrow.
It's good skiing from Valentine. We'll go next up. We'll go Cameron Waters, USA. We'll then have a couple of Australians, Erica Hayes and Christy Appleton. So we move through this junior girls field. Any of our junior jumpers, both boys and girls, if you could please grab your jump ropes and take them down to Nigel for homologation, please. Just down near the jump start dock, that would be great. If you could do that in the next 10 minutes or so, it'd be appreciated so we get all those jump ropes homologated.
Cameron Waters, next competitor of the United States. I think she's resides there around Orlando, Florida. I'm just trying to remember. But she's going to start at 16 metre. 22 off, obviously at 55 kilometres per hour. Shout out to US water ski fans tuning in.
A few people messaging through with their words of encouragement to some of our skiers, which is great to see.
And here we go, from the Swan Street Bridge end, 55-16 for young Cameron. Represented the US at the last Junior World Championships, so she's had some representative duties for the United States, and this looks like a decent opening pass for her. A little bit of breeze just starting to get up, sort of a crosswind just down at that city end of the course, but nothing too drastic out there. And she runs that opening pass. And here we go, from the Swan Street Bridge end, 55-16 for young Cameron. Championships, so she's
14.25 line. Of course, there's a work day here in Melbourne, and you'd be working back in New Zealand too, I'd assume, Glenn. You come down during their lunch breaks and come and watch some of the water skiing here.
Yeah, work day, of course, today, tomorrow, long weekend in Melbourne because Monday's a holiday, Labour weekend or Labour Monday, which also coincides with the MOOMBA Festival, which is obviously why the MOOMBA Masters is on this weekend, second Monday in March every year. $14.25 coming up now for Cameron Waters. Family has a little bit of a footprint in the water ski industry. I think they're producing jumpsuits. Not a sponsor of this event, so I probably shouldn't mention it too much, but it's good to see the water skiers involved in the industry. Here's Cameron now. This is heading to 5. She's pretty down course, but she's going to do this, I think, Jared. Pulls all the way to 6 and runs the 14.25 middle line, 28 off.
That's where the help of that head current, you can pull long and hard into the buoy, know that your ski's going to be able to slow down to be able to get it to turn. So, yeah, it didn't have the greatest start there at one ball if we go back to the replay, and then sort of stood up a little bit out of 2 ball, and then she was kind of fighting her way through this entire pass, and handle came up high there at 4, but see how late she was here at 6 ball.
Yeah, she managed to pass pretty well though, Jared. That's sort of how you got to ski here on the Yarra a little bit. if you're looking for pretty, it's probably not the right place. You know, to be on time and early and pretty. It's more about just not falling. You can't run the pass once you've lost the handle. No handle, no hope, I think they say. So you can, sometimes you just got to ski a little bit late out there. And as long as you get all 6 boys, it doesn't matter how it looks. And she's now shortens on to 13 metre or 32 off. And she'll have that pass coming up soon from the Swan Street Bridge end.
Just noticed too, if you are watching on the webcast, depending on where you're watching from, or if you are more of a fan of watching it on YouTube, we have got the MOOMBA Masters TV YouTube channel, which we're not only going on the Vimeo streaming service, we're also on to YouTube as well. So if you want to, if you've got a smart TV and you want to stick it up on the big TV on YouTube, by all means do that.
Yeah, it's kind of added a new dynamic to skiing. I noticed I'm probably older than the average person on site, but I've noticed these skiers nowadays, like particularly the University Worlds last weekend in Auckland, as soon as they get out of the water, they go and get their phone and they re-watch their set, you know, and then they obviously they like to see how they skied and what they look like, but also it puts a little bit of pressure on us commentators because they come and say, hey, what did you say this about me, or whatever. So it's fun. It adds another interest. Oh, geez. Tell you what's not fun there is the 2-ball of Cameron Waters, because it was pretty much non-existent. I think she might have even gone inside 2-ball. I can't see it because of a flag, but they come and say, hey, what did you say this about me? She got 1.5, so she didn't seem to fight to get back to the boat. Oh, geez. Much. I guess she had a bit of slack to contend with, but 1.5 at 13 metre, 32 off from Cameron.
Panel of judges just all judging what happened there.
Yeah, differing opinions. Yeah, it is a 1. I thought it was a 1.
You said that from the start, didn't you?
Yeah,
Brent?
I
You said
did.
that you weren't quite sure if you made it around. That's just, again, that's just that speed that you're going to create at a 1-ball.
Yeah.
If you don't get wide enough, you get all of a sudden you're going to be with that tail current. You're going to be past the boy. Yeah, so official score there of 1 on the 13-metre line. Again, 2 scores added together. Girls from the start here, Daisy Green with half at 13, Jada Sweeney with 2, Zali Reeves with 2.5, and now Cameron Waters with 1, all on that 13 metres. Currently in the top lead is Melantine Morale of France with half on the 12-metre line. Yes, yeah, we're through 5. We've got 12 coming up, or to 12 in total, I should say. Erica Hayes, Christy Appleton next. We'll then go to Megan Pelkey, Canada. Alexi Abelson, USA. Daniela Kretschmer from Chile. Cristiana Diosma of Peru. And then our top seed, Trinidad Espinal.
So Erica Hayes, our next competitor, I'm picking that she's probably going to start 55, 16 metre. That would be my pick, but we'll wait and see. From New South Wales, I believe, Erica, so fairly local.
Yeah, does a bit of skiing up at Galveston. Also spends a bit of time skiing in Moala. Travel around a little bit, the Hayes family. Personal best of 3 on the 12-metre line. Go back to the last year's Junior MOOMBA Slalom. She ended up in 6th place. Starting on that 16-metre line, 55 Ks, Erica Hayes. She makes her way around 1-ball. Nice lean, got the skiing deep at 2-ball. Nice angle into 3. She's round 4 now. working her way down around 5 as well, and that is a nice opening pass. Probably the nicest, probably the cleanest opening pass we've seen, Glenn, here from the young ladies this morning.
Yep, comfortable enough for Erica. A bit of experience here on the Yarra course. It's her second or maybe even third year slaloming here on the Yarra at Junior MOOMBA. So she's it's not a site you can practice on. A lot of sites around the world you can go and pay and have a practice set at, but you can't do that here on the Yarra. So experience does play a part.
It's a question though that comes to mind, Glenn. Do you think if we had a practice session or a familiarisation, do you think it would actually help scores? Conditions change on the Yarra every hour.
That's
what
right.
you're going to get in your familiarisation is not necessarily what you're going to get when it comes to competition time. So,
yeah, I understand what you're trying to say, but I also think if you put on a practice day, I'm pretty sure that the skiers would all line up and take it, particularly in slalom. .2.5 metre line now from the city end. Here's Erica now, 14.25 metre line from the city end. Comfortable start here, round 2. Conditions actually look pretty nice right now. The current's slowed down a little bit. It's glassed off a bit. This is a very nice pass at the moment now for Erica Hayes. There you go, 14.25 metre line.
She's a really nice slalom body position. She stays really strong in the upper body. Upper body doesn't move around. We see some of the skiers all moving upper body, but she really tries to stay really strong between the wakes and doesn't really move her shoulders. Her shoulders stay quite level throughout the entire pass, and yeah, that just shows 14.25. So we go back to that replay there. Glenn, good start at 1. Turn 2, a fraction down course, but wouldn't say she was ever in trouble throughout that entire pass, which is good to see. She shouldn't on that 14, but this next one, 13 metres, tail current, I should say. She stays. She really might test her upper body doesn't move around. We see some of this.
Well, it's tested all the skiers so far. Of course, the young French competitor, though, Melantine, she ended up running it reasonably comfortably in the end and getting a score on 12, which is that clear leader at the moment, quite a way ahead of the rest of the field. Still, though, after Erica, we still have another 5, 6 skiers to come. 6 skiers to come, so still really only halfway through the field. It says on your screen right now that this is Cameron Waters, but it's not. It's Erica Hayes. Cameron, of course, was our previous skier. She skied 1 at 13. So here's Erica now on the 13 metre line. Under the iconic Swan Street Bridge. And through the gate she goes into 1 ball. Oh, not a great 1 ball. She's on it on 2 though. She seems to be going okay. Round 3, getting late now. She needs a big fall to make this up. Round 4, she's late, but she's still fighting hard. This is going to be close, folks. Round 5, can she get to 6? I think she might. She's around 6. No, she can't hang on to the handle. And that's, well, judges score might be 5 1/4. Oh, good fight though.
Yeah, we saw her at 4. I thought she might have been able to run the pass. Being a rifle forward, she's got her onside turn on 4 ball. She had a massive 4 ball and she tried. So you see her here, she's there pulling here. As you see her turn 5 ball here, she leans, pulls as hard as she can through the wakes, and yeah, just losing that handle. It looks like just as she hit the buoy line, and it looks like it's going to be 5 1/4. 13, Erica Hayes.
Still good skiing out there in those conditions, though. I think she'll be relatively happy. Boat heads back to the starting dock, and we have Christy Appleton up next. It's possibly that was a 0 on. It is sounding like that was a missed gates there for Erica.
Yeah, wow. Of course, different rules here at Moomba. You don't actually have to. You've only got to touch the buoy or the gate balls.
This is going to be close, folks. Round 5. Can she get the 6? I think she might. She's around 6. No, she can't get. Hang on to the hand.
So yeah, so that is a confirmed.
Yeah, well, she must have missed them by a fair way then, because like you say, Moomba gates rule means you can just part of the ski has to touch the gates. So that's disappointing there for Erica. Crazy that that actually drops her from second place down to last place. The way the scores are. It's a real log jam on the 13-metre line in this first round so far.
Six down, 6 to go. Christy Appleton will be our next competitor on the water, 17 years of age.
$55.16 to start with Christy. Bit of a health scare for Christy after the Junior World Championships. Successful Junior World Championships for her in Canada in late July, early August. Got a nasty bug, one of those meningitis type bugs, and hospitalised her for a while. She's been fighting back, getting back to full fitness.
Yeah.
It's good to see her out here on the water.
Yeah, being able to go through what she went through and then be able to still be competing at the top level, certainly hats off to her in the preparation that she's done. But yeah, it's one of those things that comes back to certainly not an anti-vaxxer from any means, but yeah, go out and make sure that you are covered for as many of those weird bugs that might be around.
Yeah, it's good to see her out here on the water.
Meningococcal it was.
Yeah.
I know that Mum Pam was certainly an advocate and tried as much as she could to fight local government and local councils to make sure that it's mandatory to have those vaccinations in schools.
Yeah, we actually, in the past we've had quite a bit of that meningitis stuff going on in New Zealand, and they do a pretty good job with the vaccines and stuff, and maybe it hasn't been quite so prevalent over here, but it's a nasty sort of a bug. But anyway, that's enough on that. It's just great to see Christy out there now, back on the water competing. Looks like she's back to pretty much the full fitness. That was a good first pass. And she's got the 14.25 metre line about to come up from the city end.
Bronze medal MOOMBA competition, so she'd love to step it up in slalom. She's a hot favourite to win the jump event.
Yep. Well, to get on the podium, I'm gonna say you're gonna have to get her into the 12 metre in this round, and probably even run the 12. So it's all in front of Chris. She makes her way down this pass. And that's probably, what's happened there? She's okay, but almost sort of leaned a bit far forward there. Got into a lean lock out over the front of the ski. Almost lost it from 5 to 6. But up until that point, as I was about to say, it was the easiest 14.25 of the morning. It's all in front of Christy now. This is 14.25. What's the replay here, Jared?
Yeah, she looked like she was on time, looked early. She's waiting for each of the turn boys out there.
That's probably, what's happened there?
That's just there, just gets pulled forward through the wakes. And
just left the ski slightly behind herself, didn't she? Coming out of 5, I guess. And yeah, that was close run thing, but it's all good. She runs the pass.
Bring it back at 13, personal best of 3.5 on the 12. Back in those Junior World Championships too, 8th position.
That's probably, what's happened there? She's okay, but almost sort of leaned a bit far forward there. Got to a lean line.
See if she can run this 13 metre line. A lot of Queenslanders made their trip down here to Melbourne a little bit early, of course, with the cyclone. It's about to hit Brisbane overnight. Certainly if you're watching from Queensland, stay safe. even hopefully all the Queenslanders here. We certainly hope that that everything goes. Let's say it's not as strong as what the current projection is up there in Queensland.
Yeah, obviously, hopefully everyone's safe up there, and everything. And there's a few water ski sites up there. Hopefully they survive the cyclone without too much damage. Australia's one of the only countries in the world, I think, where I hear stories of floods or whatever, where the jump ramp ends up 30 kilometres away in a paddock somewhere. It doesn't seem to happen anywhere else in the world. Here we go. This is the 13-metre line now. 32 off. Christy Appleton from Queensland. Round 3 she goes. Oh, geez. Just pulled up a bit narrow for 3 and a little bit disappointing there from Christy. 2.5, I believe, on the 13-metre line.
Yeah, just keeps adding to that log jam on midway down that 13-metre pass, but she looked good. A little bit fast into 2 ball there.
Oh, geez.
Just try to take a bit of a chunk out of 3 ball and ends up in the Yarra. So 2.5 at 13 is that official score now. We go to our top 5 skiers, all with personal best, onto the 11.25 or better.
Yeah, an indication that the conditions out there maybe not quite as good as they look from up in the comms box here, because Christy's normally pretty solid to get onto the 12-metre line. And she's found 13 quite difficult there. So obviously that current is fairly strong, and probably also just highlights how well Valentine Morel of France skied with a half at 12. It was very good skiing from the young French competitor.
I mean, people always say, and it comes back on forums around the world, and people always complain, oh, MOOMBA can't be that hard. Why the girl scores always so low and this and that. They don't realise how tough it is out there. As much as there's no wind, but battling with that current, which is something you can't replicate, can you? You can't replicate skiing in the conditions you ski here at MOOMBA. You always sort of see that skiers are usually maybe a pass and a half behind where you would usually see them.
I've got to say too, we had pole skiing at our the Plum Freiburg ski. Last 20 years trying to make my ski site ski well and as good as one of the world's best skiers turn up, and he they were running around with a boat, sort of doing and trying to get it tough. It's interesting. Now here's me worried that the site wouldn't ski good enough for pole, and he was there trying to make it as tough as he could.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Do you want to be skiing in good conditions and skiing on a perfect lake to give yourself some confidence, being the first major tournament of the year, go in knowing that you're kind of at your best? Or do you want to be skiing in those rough conditions? Do you want to be skiing on rolly conditions?
Well, next skier, one of the best up-and-coming junior female overall skiers in the world, from Canada, Megan Pelkey, and she's starting 55.16. There she is. Round 2 she goes. See how she enjoys the area. I'm not sure she's been here before. Round 4, a little bit down course here on 5, but she'll run the pass. She goes across the 6 and complete pass here on the 16-metre line for Canada's Megan Pelkey.
I have a bit of a confession to make. I have a bit of a reason as why Megan's here this year.
Ooh.
We had Bob, her father, who's here on the banks. We might have had to put a few too many beers into him at the US Masters last year, and I said, you've got to come to MOOMBA. Megan really needs to do it. She can ski juniors. And after a couple of beers, he finally agreed to, all right, we'll come. I've never seen a smile on a young girl's face when you tell her, Megan, you're coming to MOOMBA next year. But may have had a little bit of an influence on her being here this year, but Personal best of 1 on the 11.25 metre line. She's out of those junior ranks now, so now she needs to look towards those under 21 championships and the Open championships.
Yeah, big year for the sport.
Yeah.
Under 21 Worlds in Canada this year, and also Open Worlds in Italy coming up in 3 or 4 months. Here we go, 14.25 now. 28 off if you're watching from the United States. Good afternoon to you. Getting it done at the moment is Megan Pelkey from Canada, looking very strong. Across the 5 she goes, and she'll get 6 boys. Good stuff.
For someone who's, say it politely, vertically challenged a little bit, she's not as tall as a lot of the other girls, but definitely the power that she creates behind that boat, phenomenal for a young girl, for a little young girl.
And she'll get 6 boys. Good stuff.
Renowned as, she's one of the top, well, she was one of the top junior overall skiers too, of course, competing in tricks and jump. So we go down this list. Megan Pelkey will then have Alexia Abelson from the USA, Daniela Kretschmer, Chile, Cristiana Diosma of Peru, and then Trinidad Espinal of Chile. Well, there's a battle. Those two, Cristiana Diosma and Trinidad Espinal, they've been battling it for the last few years in the junior ranks.
Real Latin American feel, isn't there? They're those top 3 skiers, Chile, Peru, and Chile. And of course, Trinidad World Junior Slalom record really only a month ago, so at home and there in Chile. Pretty sure we have got Megan Pelkey coming in now on the 13-metre line. Oh, geez, big hook up on 1 there. She's in a bit of trouble here. Slack rope on 2, and that'll be it. 2 at 13-metre.
Yeah, again, onto that log jam at 13, just adds to that pilot. Really going to make it, so it might even almost be a final tomorrow for some of these young girls, potentially to make it onto the bottom of the podium. But I think if you look at the top, you look at these top 4 girls, though, Glenn, we're really down to the cream of junior girls slalom. Absolutely.
Alexi Abelson to come. Daniela Kretschmer of Chile. Cristiana Diosma of Peru, and Trinidad Espinal of Chile. The real who's who of junior female slalom skiing.
And she makes her way back. Megan Pelkey, 2 on the 13-metre line. Not a bad start for a first time on the Yarra, but still with that lead. With half on the 12 is Valentine Morale.
As we can done, and then we'll have a bit of a transit, let some of the river traffic through, and then complete the boys' slalom. Huge boys' slalom field. Wow. That has got to be...
Again, it's the highest cut for a boys' slalom.
I'm just looking at the names, Jared. I mean, it's got to be the highest caliber boys' slalom in the history of MOOMBA. Unbelievable. Like if you haven't run 12 before, I don't think you're in there. Put it that way. It's Pretty crazy how high the standard is.
So Alexia Abelson starting, first competitor to start on the 14.25 line, so electing to start a rope length shorter than we've seen from all of our other competitors. Still at that 55K though, and she'll see she can chase down that score. To the 13 from the city end. Make things a little bit easier into that head current. She turns 4 ball, reaches for 5, and that is going to be a nice 14.25. Hailing out of Arizona. The Crystal Point Water Ski Club.
Yeah, when she was tricking, we heard Curtis talk about the fact that she's a level 9 in gymnastics. She's reached level 9 in gymnastics, which is pretty elite. So she's a multi-sport athlete, I guess you'd say. Obviously, trick's her strongest event, but she's a very good slalom skier as well.
Trick and gymnastics go a little bit hand in hand, of course.
So that was a 14 start there, as you said, Jared. So it's got the 13 green. Gives it the 13 into the head current here, which may or may not be a good move. I think it's probably a good move for the 13, maybe make 12 a little harder, but it's obviously what she normally starts at, so she's just feeling comfortable, which is great.
All right, so here she comes. 13 metres. See if we can get her out of that log jam. Get herself chasing that lead score. Oh no, she almost sunk in the water at 2 ball, but stays composed, stays in control. Turns 4, and she will run the pass. Glenn, heart and mouth stuff there around 2 ball. Wow.
Yeah, good skiing though. But you're right. She almost lost it on 2, but she fought hard. Good on her. That magnificent balance she has from gymnastics and tricking meant she was able to keep things going for her out there on the slalom ski. And she's onto the 12-metre line now, 35 off, about to come up from the Swan Street Bridge end.
Talk about this a fair bit too, especially here at MOOMBA. You've seen the first 8 competitors all go out and struggle to run 13. If you're the top 5, do you kind of think the conditions are worse than what they actually are? Do you go through that standard motion of what you would usually do? I think that's what Alexia's done in this, elected to do in this scenario. May even if she can get deep down this 12 or even run 12, put a bit of confidence back in the girls on the dock.
I like it. I think it's a brave, bold move, and it's come off for us so far. She picks up a couple on this pass here now on 12-metre line. She's in good shape to end up on the podium in the slalom event. Quite unique junior MOOMBA because it's 2 rounds added together, so you've got to have a good first round score if you're going to get on the podium. Oh, geez. Went for the huge 1 ball there. Massive crank on 1 ball. Big turn. Couldn't quite hang on to it. So half at 12 puts her tied for the lead with our French competitor, Melantine Morel. So half at 11 is our lead at the moment in the girls' slalom round 1 of Junior MOOMBA.
Yeah, so again, we see a logjam at 13. We're going to see a logjam for our top competitors, maybe on the 12-metre line. 3 competitors come. Daniela Kretschmer, we'll then have Christiana Diosma, and then Trinidad Espinal. All capable of running the 11.25, all with personal best onto 10.75, 39 and a half off. Did see floating around the side a little bit earlier, of course. Chileans skiing down there at the beautiful Miranda ski site. So Rodrigo Miranda, who announced his retirement from professional jumping a couple of months ago. Great to have Rodrigo here.
Well, we'll go to our top 3 now. First up out of those top 3 will be Daniela Kretschmar. She competed at the University World Champs last weekend at the Iraqi Basin and picked up a bronze medal at those Worlds. Kind of a unique crossover that, to be at the University Worlds one weekend and then at a junior competition 4 days later, 3 days later. But that is, of course, it's possible because uni's just enrolled, about to start classes, I guess, and then Junior MOOMBA here is maybe 6 months older than most junior competitions, just with the way the Aussie year goes.
Yes, you could still be 18 in skiing here in an under 18 competition. You're going to have a lucky birthday. But of course, Daniela Kretschmar, 18 years of age, skiing down at Miranda Ski School, was the silver medalist at the Junior US Masters last year and was battling it out with our top seed, Trinidad Espinal.
.55.16. I find that interesting. I think Daniela would normally start at 14 metres, so deciding to show huge respect here for the arrow and start on the 16 metre line. I guess that gives it 12 metre with the head current, which is she'll be knowing that she needs to run 12 metre line to be in a chance of winning this event, so she'll want to make sure she gets 12 metre into the head current. And that's a simple opening pass here on the 16 metre line for Daniela. Guess that gives it 12 metre.
Yeah, nice opening pass there, 16 metres. And these are confirmed on the 14.25. Welcome if you're just joining us on the banks of the Yarra. If you're joining us on the webcast, welcome. We are, of course, day number 1 of 5 days here at MOOMBA. The MOOMBA Festival kicking off this afternoon at 4 p.m. There's actually ride tickets available if you want. Unlimited rides this afternoon, Glenn. Maybe we should go on any of the thrill rides and extreme rides. Yeah, it's good value for the opening night of MOOMBA.
Yeah, I've got to say, I actually haven't been on a ride here at MOOMBA in the showgrounds there for probably since the late 80s, maybe, to be honest. Some of them there's probably a weight restriction on some of them. They wouldn't want me breaking the equipment, but maybe I will nip around here this afternoon. Here we go now. Daniela Kretschmar of Chile. This is 14.25 metre line. I expect this to be a relatively easy pass for her. She normally starts on this line length. It's the warm-up pass for her. She makes her way down around 3 ball. It's across to 5 now. She's on time and early. And that's a beautiful pass.
Yeah.
Easy as you like.
Getting herself dialed in.
Chile, this is 14.25 middle line. Expect this to be a relatively easy pass for her. She normally starts on this line length. It's the warm-up pass for her. She makes her way down around 3 ball.
Now the pass that the other young ladies have battled down, the 13 metres, except for two current 2 leaders, Valentine Morale of France and Alexia Abelson of the USA. Can we get her through this next 13 metres?
Yeah, well, I think so. She's looking to be in pretty good form. And so success at World Championships in the last 2 or 3 years. Chile probably in the past been known for its overall skiers, its jumpers. You talk about Rodrigo Miranda retiring this year. Trick skiers, obviously, Maddie Gonzalez, but they've produced a couple of very, very good female slalom skiers just recently in Daniela Krishma and Trinidad Espinal. So good to see. Okay, here we go. This is 13-meter line now, 32 off. Daniela Kretschmar from Chile, she's getting it done. Conditions actually look pretty good at the moment. She's making them look good though, because she's skiing so well. And there's a good 13-meter pass. Okay, here we go. This is 13-meter line now, 32 off. Daniela.
Oh, sorry, guys. Just get decked out in a bit of naughty gear from Brian Sullivan.
I've just got my new favourite hat. Bad luck for
Robin
Curtis, who didn't happen to be on air right now because Rob Wigg loves his free stuff as well. But they've just missed out.
He just gets
nice hat. 100 years of Nautique, and I tell you what, it's a beautiful hat.
Nice gold lanyard too, yeah.
Oh. Look at that.
And a 100th anniversary pin too.
It was designed by the boys at Nautique because it just it fits so well on my head.
I
It's
know.
Beautiful, comfortable.
Rob, they're just going to be jealous now, Glenn. That's the problem.
Yeah, a bit of heckling from the cheap seats here as Curtis and Rob realised that they were on air for the wrong event. Missed out.
All right, here we go. Daniela Kretschmer onto the 12. At least. Oh, she's there at 2 ball. Can we see her run the full? And breaks forward and goes down. Going to look at about 3.5, I'm going to say.
Whether it's enough to ultimately win this event or not, time will tell. But I believe it's enough to get her on the podium for sure. It's that solid first round kind of podium score that we're looking for.
Breaks forward and goes down. Going to look at about 3.5. Again, looking at the.
Is she all right?
All right, here we go. Daniela Kretschmer
she's
onto
fine.
the 12
That's
metres
good.
now.
Bit of a wave.
Smile on her face. It's always good to see.
She's there at 2 ball.
Just getting.
Can we see her run the full pass? Stood up a little bit out of 3 ball.
So just looking at review to make sure to get the exact score. Whether she dropped the handle prior to getting the ski to turn back around buoy 4, we'll give her either half or a quarter. So they're going to give her 3.5. Those of you getting those scores through, 3.5 on the 12-metre line is the official score for Daniela Kretschmer of Chile. So she's your new leader by 3 full buoys, but 2 skiers left. We've got Cristiana Diosma from Peru, Trinidad Espinal of Chile, both with personal best on the 10.75. It's been a battle between these two. We go all the way back to Junior Moomba last year. Cristiana took home the title. She also won the Junior World title, where Trinidad was in 2nd place. And of course, in the US Masters, Junior US Masters last year, Trinidad was the winner, and Cristiana ended up in 4th place, a tie for 4th. So they've been battling these two. Who can come out here in 2025? First tournament of the year set yourself up, Glenn, here. I reckon if we can see one of these girls run this, I reckon we're going to see one of these young ladies run the 12.
So. I think so. I reckon that current, the outflow of water has slowed down here a little bit. I think conditions have got a little bit better here for these last couple of girls. 14-metre line to start here, 55 kilometres per hour. Cristiana de Osma out of Peru. Nice pass. The outflow of water has slowed down here a little bit. I think conditions have got a little bit better here for these last couple of girls.
Okay, starting on that 14.25, so she's going to get that
13-metre line to start here, 55 kilometres per hour.
The 13-metre line into the head current. It's funny though, Glenn, we talk about it, like you talk about, oh, things have died off. What we see on the top of the water is not necessarily what's happening in the water too, is it? Might look good from up here, might look good from the banks.
Yeah, it's also interesting too that the really good skiers can make the conditions look good because they're really good skiers, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, it's just as tough quite often for all the skiers out there, but the really good ones come out and they ski well and we say, oh, conditions must have improved. But sometimes I don't think they have improved. I think it's just the cream rises to the top. And we're into our top 3 seeds now as we're watching the 2025 MOOMBA Masters here. 100 years of ski nautique, 25 years of ski nautique towing MOOMBA. And here she comes now. Cristiana de Osma out of Peru. This is the 13-metre line, 32 off. Nice pass. Across the 6, complete pass there.
Perfect. Textbook pass, 13's there. Set herself up to get this 12-metre tail.
Here she comes now. Cristiana de Osma out of Peru.
And we go back to that replay.
13-metre line.
Turned 3 ball right there. Stayed up nice and tall. Kept that line tight throughout the entire pass. Was able to lean through the wakes. And out through 6, Glenn. Not too much you can say went wrong on that pass there for Cristiana de Osma.
That was a good pass. No worries at all.
Love to go back to back. Oh, and Cristiana de Osma.
Bit of an upset.
Yeah.
One of the favourites for the event. Unbelievable stuff. That was 12, of course. 35 off. That's half a buoy. Wouldn't rule her out completely of a podium. She could, big second round score. She could still get on the podium, but that puts a little bit of pressure on her now.
It also opens the door up for Alexia Abelson and Melantine Morale too, because being all now on that
that's a
bubble
good
score
point.
half.
The battle for that third place, presuming that Trinidad and Espinal slaloms really well, the battle for third place in this event is going to be a straight out final basically, because we're going to have 3 girls tied at half at 12. So disappointing though for Christina, because she's good enough. She should have got clear of the field there. I think she'd be disappointed there to fall off around 1 ball on the 12-metre line.
And I think she set herself up well then too, because she set herself up to give herself that 12-metre tail and then come back 11.25 head
Yeah.
current, which is
set
where
herself
she
up
would want
well.
to be.
She looked really good at 13 metre, 32 off.
Look at these two superstars just turning up for the men's slalom, eh? The Kiwis.
Yep.
Pity they don't have NZ on the start list, do they?
Well, it's a bit of a shame, you're right. I can write it in with pen if you see Jaden and Damien Ede turning up on site. They're going to be slaloming later on, of course. Top seeds in the boys event. As we go now to our top seed in the ladies event. It is Trinidad Espinal, new junior world girls slalom record about 6 weeks ago in Chile. I'm embarrassed, Jared, but I can't remember exactly what that record was.
3.
It was 3, yeah.
3 at 39 off.
Yeah, 10.75.
Came, as I said before, she was the winner at last year's Junior US Masters. Second at the World Championships, the Junior World Championships. Third. And how's this as a junior as well? I mean, she's only 17, but being third in the under 21 World Championships as well.
Very good skier. Favourite for this event. And hopefully will be the first. Oh, so we've just been told here that Trinidad is not here. So our top seed is not here, and nobody knows about that.
Yeah,
The
that makes
judges
it.
don't know, the
Well,
commentators don't know. This is crazy stuff.
Thank you, Valentina Gonzalez.
Thank you, Val. Glad Val's here.
Yeah.
She's telling us what's going on. So there you go, water ski fans around the world.
Didn't get her visa in time, from what she was saying.
Geez, Australia's a tough time.
Yeah.
Who do I talk to at Australian Immigration? Not keeping all these water ski stars out of the MOOMBA Masters. But so we're going to be rocking on into the boys slalom now.
But let's just go back, Glenn.
Yeah.
That means Daniela Kretchen with 3.5 at 12.
Out and
She's
out favourite now.
Out and out favourite by 3 boys. But that also then means that that bubble of half at 12 is where potentially that podium's going to come from. So, all right, so there you go. Girls slalom is finished. We're going to move into the boys, though. We're going to hand over. I'll give you a quick short break. We're going to do a judge change, crew change. And we will be back with the continuation of the 2025 MOOMBA Masters here from Melbourne, Australia, with the junior boys slalom coming up.